not characteristic of a completely closed system. I think Mark put it perfectly. These words, this vocabulary doesn't, it's often misused. It's often misused.
Would we also say, as part of his legacy, that the creation of the tablet that he made so successful led to the decline of the PC and was a revolutionary evolution from the mainframe to the tablet? Anyone?
Well, what the tablet architecture that they invented, which is really started off as a much larger iPhone and now has its own operating system and structure is attached to it. What that does is it solves a whole bunch of problems that people have with traditional computing. Because on the tablet, everything's on, it's always connected, you don't have to fiddle in the way you do with a lot of the more general purpose platforms. So I think part of the success we're seeing with the smartphone industry, which again, Apple and Steve invented, which Google, for example, is now a competitor in, is it really does solve a problem that people have with today's computers. And that's why that side of the world is winning. And I think it shows once again that innovation is alive and well, that Apple continues to be, and in particular under Steve's leadership, was a great innovator, and that there's much more innovation to come from all of us, using the principle of actually making these things work.
And I would point out that he said, he told me privately once, and then he said it publicly at our conference, that he asked some of his people to come up with he wasn't crazy about the tablets that Microsoft had for almost a decade tried to sell, and really without much success. And he asked some of his engineers to work on, kind of multi-touch. One of his pet peeves was he didn't like styluses or styli, however you say it. And he wanted it to be able to be done with multi-touch with your fingers. And whoever came back to him with this idea showed some of the basic scrolling and touch features. It was meant for a tablet, and he said when he looked at it, he was sort of blown away, and he said, "I think we should put this in a phone first. I think that's the more impactful thing, and this will work on a phone." And they actually put what was to become the iPad on the shelf, according to him, until I think, as he put it, they were able to launch the iPhone, and then he said get their wind back, and then they took the tablet down and started working on that. And now, I think, Mark, you told this story. It's a great story. Now little children walk up to things like television sets and try to use their fingers to swipe. and when it doesn't, I think you said this, Mark, a friend of yours, a child, tried this and turned to his father and said, "Daddy, the television's broken." Yep. Because you can't use it with your fingers.
Yeah. Why would you possibly have a screen that you couldn't touch?
Right. So direct manipulation is another of his legacies. Yep.
I'm going to come back to a final thought in a moment. We are joined by Eric Schmidt, Mark Andreessen, and Walt Mossberg, remembering Steve Jobs, who died today, age 56. A remarkable story of a life of innovation and contributions.